Kody keeps proving to be the slimy slug we always thought he was. Hello everyone, this is part 2 because this episode was so packed with information, we are breaking it up. It's so good. All right, let's jump back into it. Here we go.
It's probably been 3 or 4 weeks because I feel like I gave a date of like a week and a half. Janelle responded, is like, yeah, like I'd like to start this conversation too. And he responded saying, well, I've been talking to all the right people. You were the right people. That's what I said to him.
He has the nerve to tell them I'm talking to all the right people. Apparently the right people are not the people who own the land. I got this. Don't worry about it. I think that's how things were done in the past in their family, though. Kody would just handle things. It would take forever for it to happen. But Kody didn't bring the other wives in until he needed money. He didn't want them to be in the know. He didn't want them to be educated on decisions when it came to money and finances and where things are. It behooved him to keep them in the dark, which is what he's continuing to do, even in the divorce.
I don't know what to do here. I'm not trying to stall. I'm just like, listen, these are ex-wives asking me to do a favor.
Oh. This land has been paid off for many, many months, and they just want to sell it and get their money out of it. They're no longer part of the marriage. They just want their money. Buy us out or sell the land. That's it. And he calls it a favor? It's not a favor. They would do it if they could, Kody. They can't. You put your name on all of it, remember?
And I'm tired.
You're tired.
And I have a lot to do.
Do tell. What is it? Trying to start businesses? Because now we know you did try to start a few that are defunct. It obviously costs a lot of money and you bought a bunch of equipment that has to be stored at Coyote Pass. Maybe that's what he has to do. He has to find another storage unit to move all of that equipment to. I wonder how many storage units they own. Gotta be a lot. Okay, that could be done in a day. What else is there to do? What does this man do? I bet if Kody made a list of the things that he does in one day, probably included brush my teeth, curl my hair, take my supplements, walk the property, drive around, talk to Robin about cutting another tree down. Poor baby.
You had a busy, busy day.
One of these days, a producer is going to say, what do you do, Kody? I mean, it would be good information, right? We're following this family. They never talk about any of their side businesses. They never do on the show. Any of the women or Kody's. Because in episode 1, they showed him driving all around. I'm in my car a lot. I have all these sales meetings that I have to go to. So they were willing to talk about it in the first season. And then that was it.
Interesting.
So we find out a little bit more financial information here. Putting pieces together. Puzzles starting to come a little bit more in view. I still can't tell what the picture is. It's a big picture. Not a picture, but a picture. It's a big one, and I can't make it out. But a few more puzzle pieces we have here, and that is the family fund was not tapped into for Leon's college. Now, don't you find that interesting? Because Kody went on and on and on about the fact that he did not want Leon to go to Westminster College. He wanted all his kids to go to UNLV. He wanted them all to go to UNLV and stay at home. They didn't stay at home, but most of them went to UNLV. Leon has always wanted to go to Westminster College. In one of the episodes, there was the announcement, I got accepted and into Westminster College. Kody said, I'm just glad that you got the scholarships.
I got a call from the assistant director of admissions at Westminster, and I got accepted. I also got a $10,000 scholarship.
I'm excited that she got the scholarship because, $10,000 towards the tuition is a big deal.
Yeah, Dad says that if I don't get enough scholarships, then I'm not going.
He made it sound like outside of the scholarships, he was paying the rest of the bill.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Now we find out he paid nothing. Meri paid it. But we still don't completely understand how much money went into the family fund and how much money they kept on their own of the money they earned and the money they got from TLC. That's the info I really want to know. Those are the details that would help it make sense to me in terms of fairness, because my brain is very, let's make it equal, let's make it fair. I could never be in a polygamous family where I just like give it all and like use it for whatever.
Then again,
I mean, I guess you do that in a regular family. The concept of polygamy makes sense to me in that in our family, all our money goes into one pot, and then out of that pot, the 5 of us in our family were all taken care of. And if somebody needed more money at a given time due to medical expenses or something like that, it's not like, well, this one had an appendectomy, therefore this one gets an extra 10 grand. Didn't cost 10 grand. But let's say the outstanding balance was 5 grand. I honestly don't even remember what it was. We didn't go, oh, therefore, because our family money paid $5,000 there, we are now going to give $5,000 to this member of the family and this member of the family and this member of the family because out of our funds, we took that. Like, it was never thought of that way. So that helps me understand Janelle a little bit.
Not the same.
A little bit. Because these are different adults and their kids. I mean, I get it for the kids if the kids needed things, but the other adults, I struggle. I struggle there, especially when it came to the wants and not the needs. If I had one kid that always wanted the latest iPhone and always had to have the newest, most expensive, I was going to say sneakers, tennis shoes, what do they call them? Kicks? I think they call them kicks now, don't they? And that kid also had to have the most recent designer clothes and a whole new wardrobe every year. It would not be fair. It would not happen in my house. Nor did I raise my kids to expect or even ask to have all those things. I need to understand it better. Help me understand it better. Please keep giving us more information on finances, ladies. Please. Please, please, please. This is good. This is good. I'll take the crumbs. I'll take the crumbs that you're giving us, but eventually I just want to take a bite of the cookie.
Money makes the world go around, the world go around, the world go around.
I find it interesting also that Meri shared that she paid for Leon's car. She made the car payments on Leon's car.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Mom and I gotta talk with you. Get your shoes on. We gotta go somewhere. Hey, do you want to go get a car?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been doing some research. I found 2 cars. One's older than the other. Let's go check them out. One's white, one's gray. This is fun. Sorry I can't come. All right, we'll see ya.
Now, we had a previous episode where Kody said all the wives financially we all had an equal amount of money, and the wives paid for themselves and their kids and their mortgages and their utilities. And his portion, his money, would pay for like insurances and cars. Oh, not Leon's.
Then I focused mostly on sort of getting the cars for the kids, basically had a fleet, insuring the cars for the kids.
And I do believe McKelty said in her Patreon,
Dad did financially help with buying all of, I believe, Peyton on up a vehicle. Dad did financially help.
It's telling.
I know that my mom had to help as well with some of them. Some of the other moms, I'm assuming because my mom did, some of the other moms probably also had to help. I did also help with my vehicle. I didn't pay it outright, but I contributed which money I had. So my dad did facilitate, and I don't know where the money exactly came from. I don't know if it was his budget or the family account, but my dad is the one who kind of went out and like facilitated all the purchases, got all the deals, got all the cars for the teenagers when they needed them. So that is true. Dad took care of that.
I'm a great negotiator.
As far as car insurance, gotta be honest, no idea, to be 100% sure. I thought that was Janelle who took care of that bill. Maybe she took care of it from Dad's funds.
No way.
But I remember Janelle getting notified that I had gotten in an accident, and it like affected our insurance. It wasn't really an accident. It was a fender bender, and it was not my fault.
Meri does admit she does not know for certain. So we have Jen stating facts.
And that money paid out for the majority of the kids' colleges, but not Leon's.
No, not Leon's. I paid for Leon's college.
And it went to the majority of the kids' cars, but not Leon's.
I paid the car payments.
So you paid into.
And Meri not denying it. So obviously this is information that Meri had told Jen. The family fund paid for cars and colleges. However, Meri's backtracking months later when she's doing her talking head thing and said, I don't know how many colleges and cars the family fund paid for.
I really don't know how much of the family fund actually paid for other kids' school or cars.
Although, as I said, Kody claimed he's the one that paid for the cars. But he didn't pay for Leon's. That we know. Now, Meri paid equally into the family fund, and the family funds were used to buy Coyote Pass. So that does make sense to me that Meri should get a quarter of it. That's logical to me. Meri needing as big a house as she had in Vegas was never logical to me. However, it was in a subdivision. They obviously had requirements of these are the houses that we build. Pick one. She didn't need a 5-bedroom one. Nevertheless, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm over it.
But it makes sense to me that when Meri sold that house, that was Meri's house, that would be Meri's money, no matter how many kids she had. But I do believe that at the sale of her house, a good portion of the profits of her house went to Robin. We know Janelle said half of the profits of the sale of her house went to Robin. So I'm guessing half of the profits of Meri's house went to Robin as well. I.e., back into the family fund and then funneled out to Robin.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
Kody's trying to defend the fact that when he originally divided up the land of Coyote Pass after everyone equally paid into it, and he only gave Meri 2 acres of land, he's trying to defend that by saying she only had 1 child. I don't know about that. And I think he's catching himself here. Because I think he realizes Meri's been paying in and paying in and paying in too to help put this one in college and that one in college and this one's medical bill and Robin up on the hill in her mansion of her home. And Meri's been giving out money and paying into this fund, but only taking 1/18 of it. So he stops himself and does what he does when he gets put into a corner and he says, I want to talk about it.
We had 18 kids to take care of. You know, that's just water in the bridge. I don't even want to discuss it.
Guilty.
You can read this man like a book. See him every time he gets caught, he gets stuck, he knows he's wrong. He'll never say, you know what, maybe we did do that wrong. Never admits a fault. It's, we're not talking about that. Or, I don't want to talk about that. Or, we've moved on. So do you remember when Kody said, I'll never say a negative thing about Meri?
I'll never say a bad thing about Meri again.
Here we go.
Already?
Listen to this snarky response.
Meri can do all the complaining about whatever happened that she wants. She still got her wet bar.
That wasn't very nice.
And I just love that Jen and Meri came right out and admitted, there's a lot of information in the past about how much money I have given into the family that I probably should share with the lawyer. I don't know if there's anything Meri can do about it at this point. It might just go to Kody's character in court in terms of him being willing to take all her money, but then doesn't want to give her anything in return. If there is just a chance that they can get more out of Kody, it makes me happy.
Justice.
It's sad to me that Meri got into a polygamous marriage because she did want a man to take care of her. And sadly, she never got a man to take care of her. She got a man to boss her around, tell her how things are, put her in a corner. She never got a man to take care of her. So as Janelle and Christine are talking to each other on this Zoom call, Christine shares that she just bought a property down in Moab. So she's turning it into a B&B. It's really all hers. She was looking into it, talking to David about it, and David's like, if you want to do it, just do it. You got the money, go. And she did it completely on her own. You can see the joy and excitement that she has, the freedom, the pride that she feels in herself, that she did it from beginning to end, that it got done. I think she realizes what a weight he has been on her life for so long. She talks about it being in a polygamous family, that everything's in consensus and you have to have a meeting and you all have to talk about it and everything. But the reality is Kody just doesn't move. He just doesn't move. He keeps calling it, well, I should have been the patriarch. No, you just needed to be a leader, Kody. There's a difference between being a patriarch and just being a good leader. He wasn't a good leader. A good leader takes in all the information, can synthesize it and say, okay, here's what we got out of the meeting today. Here are the things that I'm hearing that we want to do. Here are the obstacles that I see ahead of us. So action points, what we need to do going forward is we need to do A, B, and C. Does everybody understand and agree? This is what we all discussed together. Okay, now going forward, who's going to do A, who's going to do B, who's going to do C, and what's going to be our timeline to have those completed, and then let's schedule our next time that we get together and discuss the results. It's so simple. They never had a meeting like that. They all just talked to each other, and he would just sit there and scratch his head and listen to them and then go, well, okay, I guess we didn't resolve anything again. We'll just meet again another time. It's maddening to watch the man. But he blames the wives.
Of course.
Women.
They're the worst.
He takes a little responsibility. He says, I wasn't enough of a patriarch. He's so dumb. TLC cuts back again. I think they're kind of trolling Kody in this episode. Cuts back to him on the property again, talking about the family and what he's going to do after he sells it, what he's going to do with the money and how he's going to divide it up. Like the real estate agent cares.
When we sell,
Right.
I'm going to divide the money.
Okay.
4 ways. My wife, me, and the 2 exes.
Okay.
Before I sell your house, I'm curious, what are you going to do with the money afterwards? What do you mean you're going down to Florida? What are you going to buy in Florida? Who are you going to buy that house in Florida with? What do you mean you're putting it in investment? What investments? Do you think that's smart? Maybe you should be in the S&P. Maybe you shouldn't be going into individual funds. So dumb. The man doesn't care, Kody. I don't know. Maybe TLC is making him do this. That's me totally giving him the benefit of the doubt because we know Kody loves to talk about Kody.
Yes, he does.
How many times do we see Kody projecting? He seems to think that he knows what's going on inside his wife's head. So again, he will take his own personal thoughts and what he thinks about somebody and say that that's what they're thinking about him. That's why he acts so weird. That's why he doesn't communicate and talk to people, because he knows he's got these evil thoughts going on. And he assumes that everybody else thinks the same way he does.
They don't.
That they're as evil as he is.
They're not.
That they're as conniving and they want to undercut and rise above and push everyone else down and get the most for themselves, just like he does. They don't. But that's what he thinks. So here's another classic example of him projecting his thoughts onto another wife.
No. She thinks about screwing me over all the time. If Janelle could come after me over alimony and child support or anything, she'd do it.
If Janelle could come after me for alimony or child support, she would do it. Okay, first of all, she could. She didn't. It's been years since you guys really had a good relationship. She's done nothing. So it's all lies. You look a fool, Kody. You look like a pouty little boy who's not getting his way. And so you just want to blame somebody else. And you look childish. Grow up.
Oh, yeah. She's got nothing but, oh, how could I him?
I forgot about that scene.
I didn't like that.
Oh. He's so slithery, slimy, this man. Oh. The combination of the distorted reality and not realizing what's true and what's not true, stating facts that are complete lies as truths, and then doing his like creepy little acting stuff that he does. It's too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. TLC, you outdone yourself there, okay? But like...
Don't do it again.
I don't like horror films. I'm not even a big fan of suspense. So this kind of reaction from him makes the hair on my arm stand up. It feels straight out of a horror film. It does. I just want to like jump. It's like a jump scare scene. And I just want to go, oh no. I want to run away. I want to turn it off and not see it again. But I know we're not going to see that again. I don't think. No, we don't see it. That was the worst. That was the worst. I had already put it in the back of my mind and forgotten about it. I totally forgot that was even in here. And we've seen previews for it. I forgot. That's how much I don't like it. My subconscious mind is separating it and putting it in a compartment of this didn't happen. He didn't act and say this and look like this. I think it's because he to me, in that scene is the epitome of how I kind of visualize Satan in the human form would look, which is a horrible thing to say. But I'm just saying that's what it would look like. I'm not saying that's who he is. That's what it would look like. That's how it would sound, and that's how it would behave. And it's very unsettling to my soul. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm sorry, ladies, you left me here holding the bag, and I just don't know what to do with it, and neither does Robin.
Then just divide it up. They want... I don't even understand what he's talking about. And for him to say, I don't know what to do with it, and neither does Robin, I'm like, well, you're not going to get any kind of advice from Robin. Although I do think Robin's smarter than he is.
Really?
I think. No, she's not. She's a little more street smart than he is. Gosh, it's hard to determine. There's a good question. There's a good poll question I should put on the... Who's smarter? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll create a poll. If I remember, I'll create a community poll question. Which one of them is smarter? Curious what you think. Not street smarts, just intelligence. Overall smart.
Everybody put your hands in a Y. For Wyoming. Wyoming is a W, Robin, not a Y. You said put your hands in a Y since we're in Wyoming. Sorry.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
I have offered multiple times to help out, but every time I offer, hey, let me help out. Nothing.
Thank you, TLC, for when Kody says a blatant lie, that we come back with a truth on film to counteract it. That was good editing. Get ready. Robin's sad. Here it comes.
When I met Kody's family, they were all living in one home. It was a triplex. You know, my dream was to do that with them.
You wanted that, Robin? It's interesting because Janelle offered to have you move in since she had the largest portion of the triplex. She offered to give you half of it for you and your kids, and you said no. You said, I'd like my own house. We have that on film. You're a liar. I would put a year's income on the fact that Robin would have never joined this family. I would put more than that, actually, because that would be a good wager. What are my odds? What are going to be my returns on this bet? That if there was no TLC show, she would have never joined Kody Brown and his family. No. She would have found another man with more money.
Vegas, we developed sort of this culture there in the cul-de-sac, and it was really great. And then we moved to Flagstaff. It just kind of disintegrated.
Nothing disintegrated, Robin. You ruined your relationship with the kids and the other wives. Kody ruined his relationship with his kids and his other wives. The family's still together. don't know how many times I have to say this.
2000.
She is not watching my channel. She's not. The family's still together. No disintegration. The father has chosen not to be a part of it anymore. But he has chosen to be with you and your kids. And thus, you and your kids are no longer a part of it either. Because I do believe even you would be welcomed by the other wives into social events, as well as your kids. But you won't have it. We know you all get invited to many things. Occasionally you guys show up. You never bring the kids. And Kody and Robin, when they do show up to things, they don't let anyone know until the very last minute anyway. Like the day before or the day of, which included Logan and Michelle's wedding, Bea and Gwendolyn's engagement party. That was like hours before that they found out they were coming, as well as Bea and Gwendolyn's wedding and wedding reception. Although they didn't come to the wedding. They just showed up at the reception. And again, without the kids. And without the kids at the other things, too. And they didn't bring their kids to the sprinkle party for McKelty's shower. How did this family crumble?
It was frustrating to me. I watched it happen and I was like, stop.
Robin playing stupid, trying to be the victim. She's not pulling it off this time for me. Not for me.
Stop.
We can all make that face, Robin. It's meaningless. So I like to call it the sewage pond, but really the runoff from the mountains pond. It's not a pond, it's a runoff basin, if you will, that gets full after the rainy season or after the snows have all melted, and at the end of summer it would be dry. This pond that Kody speaks so highly of, he still doesn't understand why it's there.
I don't even know why the pond is here, to be honest with you. But when it's full, it's fun.
He's on the property all this time. He probably has no idea why sometimes there's water in it and sometimes there's not.
He's not the smartest guy.
I don't even know why it's here. But when it's full, it's fun. So dumb.
Is he crazy?
No, just ignorant.
He's never looked into it.
I gotta tell you a story. This is only like the second or third, well, it's about the third time in my life I ever went skinny dipping, and it was with my family.
Whoa! Dude, that's creepy. Oh, that's so funny. You know, I'm gonna pretend that you didn't just say that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Now we know Kody does not understand the definition of skinny dipping. Going in the water in your underwear is not skinny dipping. Another set of words he doesn't understand. We have a cute little scene of Christine and her kids. McKelty and Peyton were there, I believe. And David, I think that's it. All loading up a moving truck and making jokes about how many times their family has moved. But Christine's very excited. Anyway, it was sweet. It was nice. There's not much to share about it. But Christine's really happy and kids seem really happy. It just seems like a healthy, happy situation that she's in now. And that's fantastic. And then we finish up with Meri. Back on the porch with Jen as we started the episode.
Most men my age are probably single and ready to mingle. Yeah, probably not. They're probably married. Widowed and ready to diddle. I want a date.
So Meri and Jen are talking about what kind of man Meri wants. She keeps saying she wants somebody 6 feet tall and her age or older. And they're just joking around about it. Earlier, Meri had made reference to the fact, and we talked a little bit about the fact that she did want somebody to take care of her. I think Meri just wants to feel comforted, you know? Protected is what she wants. I don't even think she really needs somebody to take care of her. She wants to know she needs a David in her life, like Christine has. She needs to know somebody who has her back, somebody who will let her be independent, be her own self, but she can turn to, and it's somebody that's like, yeah, you got this, go for it. She needs a support. I think she's using the wrong terminology. And then Kody screws it all up by saying, Meri says she wants an alpha male, but no, he says an alpha male.
Meri wants an alpha male.
cannot make a long A sound for the life of himself. She wants an alpha male. What's an alpha male? Alpha male. Alpha Bell. That sounds like the name of the person on Wicked. Alpha Bell? What was her name? Alpha. Anyway.
Miss Alpha Bell.
He says Meri wants an alpha male. But she also wants to be in charge. First of all, she doesn't want an alpha male.
She never said that.
But she wants a man. And she's never had a man. So she kind of had to be in charge in her situation. You never were around and you were never a man. And I think she's sick of it.
I don't want a control freak. I want somebody who is going to support me in all of my endeavors.
She wants somebody who's going to, as Christine says, stand by their word. When they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. Somebody who's going to have her back. Somebody who's going to love her. God forbid. Somebody who might put his arms around her and make her feel safe and protected. That's not alpha male. But Kody doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know what women want.
No. Oh, heck no.
At all.
Nope.
At all. Clearly, we've seen that over the years. We wind up this episode, and we have been talking this season about how great Meri's girlfriends are, how amazing they are, how supportive they are of her. Here's another example of Kody never saying a negative word about Meri ever again.
I'll never say a bad thing about Meri again.
First of all, listen to the tone of his voice when he says, I hope she finds happiness.
I hope she's happy. Hope she finds happiness.
Hope she finds happiness. Okay. The words, tone of voice do not match at all. Almost sounds like he's being sarcastic because it's so far off from being genuine. And then he goes on to not say anything nice about her and her girlfriends because your girlfriends are an extension of you. Your family is an extension of you, but you can't pick your family. But your girlfriends, you choose and you pick. That is who you want to spend time with. That's who you identify with. So if somebody says negative things about them, they're questioning your character because you chose them to be your friend, because you enjoy their presence. This is what Kody says.
She needs to ditch all those mean girlfriends and find a guy if she really wants love.
First of all, Kody seems to think that Meri needs to get rid of her girlfriends in order to find a guy. Make that make sense? Can't. It's the opposite of making sense to me. Those girlfriends are going to help her find a man.
If she wants to find a man, she's going to have to ditch those bitches.
Did he just use the B word about her friends?
Because he ain't going to put up with that.
He's not going to put up with that. He's not going to put... When she finds a man... If there's a man that won't put up with her girlfriends, he's the wrong man. I tell you that right now. When she finds the right man, we'll know because he's the one that's going to think Jen and Brandy and these other girlfriends that we've seen are amazing women. Because they are. They are completely supportive of Meri and they want nothing but what's right for her. And they don't want the riffraff like Kody to be in her life at all. Those are best friends. Any man that can't see that is not worthy of Meri, i.e. Kody Brown. The number of times Kody talks about Robin being his loyal wife and the loyal people he's going to keep around him. Ooh, Meri throws a little dig right here and I'm here for it. I love it.
Jen has been the person who's been more loyal to me than anybody else has. More loyal than anybody in my family. I'm going to keep that person who's going to be loyal. I'm sure that Kody understands that.
So Meri describes what she wants in a man now, which is essentially her describing what Kody is not.
Somebody who knows who he is and is confident in who he is. I want somebody who matches my energy. I want somebody who is a go-getter, who has dreams, who has passions, is working towards something, and not somebody who just wants to sit around and, let life happen to them.
So I love it. It's just, again, it's like dig, dig. I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. Give it to him, Meri. Go get yourself a man now, Meri. At the very end, we have Christine talking about the property again and again, talking to David. So it's just a cute little conversation between her and David. You can see a little bit of their ease of conversing and communicating with each other. It's just so nice. It's so relaxing.
Say like I overly turn around.
You're a mess. Are you excited to see the house, babe?
Yes, I'm very excited about seeing the house.
I'm just happy for Christine. Honestly, I think she gained a decade, she lost a decade in terms of what she looks like. Like she looks 10 years younger, but I think she gained a decade onto her life. I think the amount of stress that is off her shoulders that she's been carrying for so many years, I think she just feels pure joy right now, and I'm so happy for her. And then there's a little breakout talking head interview with Peyton where he just says sweet things about her.
Since leaving Dad, it's not so much a change, it's just her being what she always wanted to be. I don't know if she always wanted to own a house in Moab, but I do know the thought process she definitely had was, now I can, so now I'm going to. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice for the kids to see their mom be happy, their mom be successful, their mom on the other side of making a very, very difficult decision, so that they have that example in life of sometimes you have to do something, even if you believed in it for 30 years and you realize it is not the right decision. We need to turn right here or go left. And it might be scary, but if you know that you know that you know that it's the right decision, then you should go for it. And I think that's a great example for her kids, and it's lovely for Peyton to see it. All right, then at the very end, I will say that Peyton tries to explain the difference between Kody and David, and it's more about Kody creating a plan and sticking to it, and David being a little bit more loose and free. I just don't agree with his description of Kody. We've never seen Kody create a plan, stick to a plan, go to the plan. Like, the wives handled everything in the family. They handled the organization of the finances. They handled all the bills, all the shopping, all the cooking, all the cleaning, everything for the kids. He was clueless about what was going on with them. And he would wait to the very last minute to do anything because he didn't plan and prepare ahead of time. We even had him admit on this episode, can't really make decisions, so I just kind of wait and let time pass.
My natural nature is like, I can't decide, so I'll just wait longer. But then Meri and Janelle are waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're getting grumpy.
Like, that's not handling anything. So, but that was nice of Peyton to say nice things about his dad. I give him kudos for that. And I do believe that Kody wants to be that man who can plan and implement situations. I just think that he partially picks and chooses different parts of that whole system that Peyton just explained. And therefore, it's always a hot mess. And things never happen. And then at the very end, the tag at the end of the episode is TLC trolling, I say, Robin Brown.
However, not to tease you, but
hey everybody, we're going to take this little segment about Sister Wives Closet and do a little mini separate video because, as a side note, I feel like I have more than 5 minutes worth of stuff to say about Robin, and I didn't want to take it up in the actual episode review. Okay, we have another line from Kody at the very end. Boy, this episode keeps going on and on. I keep thinking it's the end. I feel like it is packed with information. We have a line from Kody. I don't understand.
That's typical.
Help me if you can. He says in his talking head interview,
This land, this space, my family, it's just, these are the rocks I just broke on.
This land, this space, my family, these are the rocks I just broke on.
I don't know what that means.
I got nothing. This land, this space, my family, these are the rocks I just broke on. What? Is he trying to make like some sort of inagulous picture again of each one of these represents a rock and I've broken myself on each one? I don't... Kody, can you just say there are thorns in your side? like everybody else would. Although that would be a horrible thing to say about your family. I guess you could say they're breaking me. But I don't even know how they're breaking you. Or according to you, you're already broken. These are the rocks I just broke on. I just don't even, what? Help.
Yeah, you're on your own.
No, I got nothing.
Words. Random words put together. He also ended the sentence with a preposition, but we'll let that go. Then his example of that is him imitating his wives saying, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money. So literally we went from, these are the rocks I just broke on. Give me my money.
Give me my money. Give me my money. I'm going to call a lawyer.
Give me my money. I'm going to call a lawyer. And he goes on, it gets worse.
Impossible.
He goes on to say, I'm not trying to be dumb here. I'm just being dumb. That is officially the dumbest thing he's ever said. I'm not trying to be dumb here. I'm just being dumb.
I'm not trying to be dumb here. I'm just being dumb here.
So you're not trying to be dumb, you just are dumb. Okay. Agreed. I don't think that's what you meant to say, Kody.
Or did you?
Really don't think those are the words you meant to say. I don't know what you meant to say, but I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say, this isn't me trying to be dumb. This is just me being dumb. Because that's what you just said.
That's dumb.
It's, again, we get these crazy word salads and these completely fragmented thoughts and random words and strains of ideas when he knows he's wrong, when he's trying to get out of a situation and he's trying to talk around it with a bunch of words. But it's not working. We're on to you. We're not your wives who just glass over and go, oh, Kody words again. I don't know what he's saying. We're analyzing it. Kody leaves this meeting with Justin. Justin is probably like, I need a stiff drink. Kody shakes his hand and says, all right, man, thanks a bunch. Let me know if you get an offer. So basically, Kody's saying lists the property.
If that's even possible.
Get an offer, let me know.
I will. You'll be the first one I call.
Excited.
He has not told Meri or Janelle about this. He has not told them about the real estate agent that he's met with. He has not told them what he intends to list the property for. No dollar amounts, no information. They have no idea what's going on. And Kody has the nerve to say, I don't know why these wives don't trust me. It's just what happens in divorce, I guess. We can just title this episode, I'm Dumb. I think I will. It's going to be the thumbnail. I'm dumb.
If we can figure out this whole situation in a calm and kind way, awesome. But if it starts looking like it's not going to go that way, I will do what I need to do. I'm not going to be walked over.
Anymore.
And that's the end of the episode. Culmination is Meri saying, I will not be walked over. And I hope that is true. And I hope it's all caught on film more than anything. Again, thank you for being with me. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.